Hello and welcome to the Late Night Gaming Show, episode 22. As you can see, we're starting a little bit different today because Jodie didn't press record on the camera. So we all make mistakes sometimes. But yeah, we're going to be putting just a random video in the background while we talk. So enjoy the show anyway, and we'll promise we'll have video footage of us next time. Enjoy the show.
Are you ready? The Late Night Gaming Show!
Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the Late Night Gaming Show. I am joined with the lovely Jodie. How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm not too shabby myself. We've had about a week off after E3. We needed a lot of rest after that madness.
We did.
Because we had been live streaming throughout the whole week. So make sure that you go onto our channel and check out all the live streams from E3. If we look like we're absolutely dying, it's because it is so hot in Britain right now.
It is.
And we can't handle the heat at all. We actually already started recording and we realised our fan was still on. And Jodie's devastated now because we've just turned off the fan because it was too loud on the microphone. So we're going to die for the next hour or so, but we're going to be alright. It's not going to be an hour, is it though, Jodie? We're going to make it.
We're going to get this done in half an hour and we can all go home.
So this episode is all about rounding up E3. So we're going to be talking about our game of the shows. We're going to be talking about who won E3. And then we're going to be talking about the all-important who won E3 out of us three, as in me, Jodie, and Mike, because we've been doing points on who got the predictions right, and I'm excited to share who was the winner of that. I'm not giving anything away. But we're going to be cutting out most of the sections. We're just going to focus on E3, apart from the first section, which we are going to talk about what have we been playing this week. So, Jodie, what have you been playing since E3 and you've been infused to play every game out there?
So, we have been playing Fortnite as normal.
Yeah.
We have then been playing Fallout Shelter. We have also been playing Beyond Two Souls, and we have been playing Mario Kart, Splatoon 2.
You've been getting it all on.
I just had to keep going. If I'm not, the only reason I've been able to play all these games is because they've been portable most.
Yes, the power of the Switch, and Mike will get a Switch.
Yeah, but I think that's really it. I don't think I played anything
And
else.
you mentioned before that you just finished God of War as well.
Oh yeah, finished God of War.
Did you enjoy it? What did you think of the ending?
Yeah, it's been left on a cliffhanger as normal, but
A cliffhanger, little hint there, possibly to a spoiler.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. We will see. You'll have to see because I'm not spoiling it for you. But yeah, and a bit of Minecraft as well now that it's on the good old Switch.
Oh, and you've got it on the Switch now, don't you?
So
How do you find it on the Switch?
I'm doing well.
Does it compare well to the other?
I mean, I just sit.
versions
It does. And I literally just sit in bed playing it.
And the actual the new update has come out where it's the play together thing, so you can actually play across different consoles and everything, apart from PlayStation because they're scumbags. Which is more of the controversy we'll come to later. But what have I been playing? So as promised, I promised before E3, if Microsoft didn't do enough to convince me that I'm going to be playing some cool games exclusively to Xbox this year, it'd be bye-bye to the Xbox One X. They didn't do that. So unfortunately, the Xbox One X, as promised, sailed off to somewhere in Yorkshire. Well, didn't sail off, but was driven across.
Just imagine it being sat there with a farmer just playing it in Yorkshire.
Yeah, so I sold that off, and I also sold my God of War PS4 Pro.
Nice.
Console. I sold it.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen.
I mean, for the time, it was great because I was playing my PS4 all the time, so it was nice to have him in different places without having to move anything around. But unfortunately, that's no longer the case. I've been playing the Switch just non-stop. PS4's not even really been on my radar, so I've just kind of been like, it's time to go. Needed the money, so I was like, may as well use it for that. So that kind of went, which indicates that I have basically just been playing the Switch non-stop, and I've had a bit of a schedule going every day to make sure I've got the maximum amount of fun out of it. So what I do is, first thing, get switch on my Switch, and every few hours, it's going to be every few hours, and I'll go on Fallout Shelter, do my little tasks for 10 minutes, do a little, jump off that, go on to Pokemon Quest, get my tickets for the day, for the daily tickets. If you don't know already, Pokemon Quest, you get daily tickets, which you can put towards decorations. Who doesn't want that?
I don't play.
So I grabbed that. I don't even play the game. Just get the tickets, jump out, and then I've been playing Mario Tennis pretty much non-stop as well. So
Nice.
Mario Tennis came out on Friday. I have played the heck out of it. I have finished it. I've done everything you can in the game.
It's crazy that.
And I'm ready to do the review. So that's the only extra thing I'm going to be doing at the end of this show. I'm going to be giving the review for Mario Tennis. So how good is it? Only time will tell. Before the show, Jodie predicted that I would give it a 7.5, so we will see if that holds up.
Yeah.
I already had a number in mind, so I'm not going to be cheating. You know, if that's not the case. But I have also been... So Splatoon 2, I didn't even realise. I must have missed it. It's somewhere in that whole E3 madness. But the Splatoon 2 DLC was actually released last week, which is the Octo expansion. And boy, is it hard. But I just got it, and I was like, oh, and then I just like, Cox was going to be it. And I played that for a fair amount. Not finished it yet, but I've been really enjoying it. So I've been basically just on the Switch doing loads. But also, the game I played the most straight after E3 was Fortnite. And I'm not a massive...
You're normally the one that we're trying to drag
I know.
to get on.
I'm not really a big Fortnite fan. I think it's kind of boring. But I like the 50 versus 50 mode, which is the case with a lot of people. So I'm on team get 50 versus 50 as permanent mode.
I'm going to put that as an hashtag.
Yeah,
The show.
So I jumped on Fortnite on the Switch. Disappointed that your save, all your stuff that you've accumulated doesn't carry over from only the PlayStation. So everywhere else, mobile,
Absolutely
PC,
disgusting.
Xbox.
But the thing is, on my phone, I've got all my stuff from the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And on my iPad, but
It doesn't carry over though because it came from your PlayStation one.
I know.
Which is just absolutely crazy.
Absolutely disgusting.
So I mean that to me, PlayStation's completely shot themselves in the foot with that. With me, at least. I'm not saying probably doesn't affect them in the long, really with most people, but for me, I'm only gonna play on my Switch now. I'm never gonna play on the PlayStation again. So I got the Battle Pass. And I've just been playing through that. I'm having a great time. So I'm just basically never going to touch the PlayStation version again, which means they get no money off me. Well done.
Well done,
Well done on being scumbags.
Well done, PlayStation.
So this has been the hot topic for the last few weeks. But I've been really enjoying it on the Switch. I think it looks great, runs great. But of course, after the first week, they took the 50 versus 50 mode off, and I stopped playing it.
That's what they do. They're just scumbags. They do that.
Yeah, and they've put these other modes in that are just nowhere near as good. So I've not been playing it since.
Next season will be here soon. So.
Yeah, it's not far off, but I wanted to get all my cool stuff, but I'm refusing to play if it doesn't have that in it. So I'm not like majorly, I'm not like amazing at Fortnite. I'm not going to pretend like I am. I enjoy that because it's a nice casual mode. Get on there, have some fun. But these other ones are just like, just not enjoying it as much.
My kids are just going to be playing on the Switch from now on. And
Yes.
I mean my youth group, not
Yeah,
not my
you
kids.
don't have kids.
We just got to clarify this every time. Because
Yeah.
there'll be someone that goes, they've got kids.
So yeah, I don't have kids either, as Jodie just indicated. Then when she said they have kids, I don't have kids either. Just wanted to point that out
We
too.
don't have kids. That's why we're youth workers.
Yeah. So that's kind of been what we've been playing this week. But we are here for E3. So what we're going to start off with, what are the 3 or 5 games that just topped you for that week? What were your top 5 games from E3? And we will give the game of the show at the end.
Okay.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man was good.
Spider-Man.
It had a
was
good show.
very
I thought demo was strong.
It was a strong demo. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
That looked really good. Graphics.
No one knows how to say that, but yeah.
Graphics looked on point.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Pokemon Let's Go, of course, was a big one. What was the other one?
It's the 3.
The Division.
Division 2.
I know I said Destiny then, but the Division 2.
No.
That looked good. I was a bit ready for that. And then, I don't know, I think I debated about it, but I'm not sure what I'd have for number 5.
Okay.
Probably Days Gone, but we'll
Okay.
just go with get Days Gone, I think.
Did they show Days Gone at E3?
I think they showed like a little bit.
Okay. That was a PlayStation heavy set.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, without doubt, Fallout 76.
Oh yeah,
that
it
looked
good.
so good. I'm not even a massive
forgot
Fallout
about that
guy.
one.
I'm not a massive like Rust guy, which is like the type of game it is. But I thought that just looked so good. Second, Starlink. Oh yes, oh yes, Star Fox is back, and it looks so good. It does. It's.
I knew you were going to say that.
What I love about it as well is it's not only are you getting Star Fox in the game, not only are you getting the ship in a physical form that I can play with in my spare time. Run around the house going, "Meow." I'm not actually going to do that.
We know you're not.
I probably will. But it's actually got Star Fox story stuff in there, so it's actual different gameplay, which I just think is amazing, and we'll finally get that Star Fox game that we've just been dreaming of. Outside of that, I thought Spider-Man looked amazing. It looked amazing, and I think without a doubt that was PlayStation's strongest performance there. I think I'm really surprised that Last of Us 2 isn't in my little group there. I thought we were all excited for it, but I thought the actual showing of the game, I don't think they did anything spectacular.
No.
Even like the actual gameplay of when she was like fighting the other people and that, I don't even. It was just like, okay, we've seen this a million times. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit disappointed with that. But what else? I can't remember what my last two are. It's gone out of my head.
The Nintendo Direct.
No, Nintendo. I mean, I'm going to shock everyone right now, but Super Smash Brothers isn't in my list. It's not in my top 5, which is crazy because I've got I've got Starlink in there. I've got Starlink in there.
You're the one hyping it
I was. The thing was, like, no doubt, it's probably a game that I'm most excited for sure. Like, I'm super excited for that game, but I just don't think they showed it very well. I understand, like, for die-hard Smash fans, like, them showing all the different characters and everything was great. But to me, it just got really boring. And it went on for like 20 minutes. And I was like, I want you to show me what's different in this game. And all they've actually gone is, all those characters that you've seen before, they're all in it. And I'm like, that's awesome and that's amazing because there's like over 50 odd characters or something, which is insane. But what's the new thing? And they didn't say any of that. I wanted to know like new modes, what's the single player going to be like, and nothing. And I get that they're probably going to hold that off for a future Nintendo Direct. No doubt they will definitely have that. But for E3, I don't think how it was shown performed. Like the Spider-Man demo was just like action from start to finish.
Yeah, it's spot
and they just showed like, you thought, oh, what villain are they going to show you? And it was like, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4. There's like villains all over the place. You end up in a massive
prison full of them. You're like, oh. Yeah,
so that was pretty sick. Number 4 goes to Tsushima. I don't know how you say that. No one knows. But the flute man gets a performance of the show. And then my actual 5th one is it's difficult because there's between it like a fair few, but I'm gonna have to give it to a piece of DLC, not to a game, and that DLC is without doubt Cuphead. I'm just so happy that we're getting more of that. It looked spot on. It looked so good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our top 5. We're going to leave till the very end of the show. Oh, no, we're not actually. We're going to do our next bit and then we'll come to it. Because the end of the show needs to be who out of us 3 won E3. Yeah. That's the question. But who gave the best conference? That is the question. Who won E3 in that sense? Which ones? Was it Microsoft? Was it Sony? Was it Nintendo? Was it Ubisoft? Was it EA? Was it EA, Jodie? I don't think it was EA, was it?
Nope.
So if you had to place them, how would you place them?
I would put, and this might shock you, I'd put Microsoft at the top.
Okay. That doesn't shock me at all because they had a really good conference.
I just think their conference was like on point.
Yeah. Okay.
Then it would have to be... it'd probably have to be Nintendo. I'll give it to Nintendo.
Okay. That's a surprise.
Then PlayStation. And then, of course, like, Ubisoft. I was going to put Ubisoft second, but I don't think they did enough. And then, of course, EA at the bottom.
That EA conference is one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that panda.
That was so boring. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So for me, last EA, I don't even need to talk about that. I mean, if I wasn't a Christian, I could turn EA into an acronym for a very nasty thing, but I am. Number 2, I mean, well, 4th, it's going to have to be Nintendo.
No.
Yeah, I thought that their showing was awful.
Really? Well, I not watched many directs, but...
But, I mean, it's not even about that. If you actually compare them to the others, like, I thought PlayStation's conference was abysmal. Like, it was bad.
Oh, it was really bad.
At the end of the day, they had 4 games. I'd say maybe one of them didn't show amazing. But, like, even The Last of Us 2, it still looked good. You know what I mean? Like, they had at least 4 games that were big, and they had big demos for them. Like, Ghost of Tsushima was just like, we had no idea what it was going to be like, and it just blew us away. Spider-Man was just crazy. I can't remember what the third one was. But, you know what I mean? They had really good trailers in there, whereas Nintendo, it was just like, they started off with some mech game. I had no idea what it was. They didn't even really explain what it was. And then it was just like, here's a montage of a bunch of smaller games that you already know about. By the way, there's Fortnite here, which is great, don't get me wrong, but Fortnite's on everything already. And then they just spent the rest of the time going through every single detail that they've changed about every character, and it was just boring. You know what I mean? It actually turned me off. The only thing that turned me back on to Smash was the fact that they brought Ridley from Metroid back in there, like, Metroid. So yeah, and there just wasn't any surprises. So like to me, Nintendo, it was just boring, and I was just really disappointed. Number 3, we have got, who's it going to be? Sony, of course. Sony was pretty rubbish, but they had some demos to put it away. So it comes down to who won between Ubisoft and Microsoft. And I actually think that Ubisoft won it this year.
Do you think?
I thought, like, I had very low expectations for them, but they had, like, they just surprised me so much. I thought, you know, they had they had, I'm thinking, like, Trials looked really good. I don't care what anybody says. The fat man falling over and knocking everything over was funny. I enjoyed that. They had. I'm drawing blanks right now. The game that you saw, the Division 2, I thought that looked really good. The Pirate game looked really good.
Yeah, it did.
They had Starlink, which was like what I didn't even think it was. I thought that game was going to be cancelled, but they've literally just done an amazing job on that. Yeah. They were just like pulling out games left, right, and centre, and I just think there wasn't really a game that I thought, oh, that looks awful. Like, they just did big surprises, and it was fun. And although, yes, we started off with a Just Dance physical dance, at least they got it out the way. At least they got them out of the way. But I actually think they showed off Nintendo games better than Nintendo did, which is just what's embarrassing. Even, like, for Mario plus Rabbids, they showed the Donkey Kong DLC for that. I thought they showed that better. You know what I mean? So, Microsoft was great, and it was like, yeah, they took that PlayStation formula and did a fantastic job and showed off. But I'm like, all these games are coming to every console anyway. So, you know what I mean? So if you actually look at, that was my problem. Ubisoft don't have to worry about exclusives because they're just putting them on consoles. But for Microsoft, like, that's what they needed to do. Yeah. And they didn't do that. And I think if you understand where Microsoft's at, they're playing for the next round of consoles now. Definitely. They're definitely, like, all these games that they've shown, it wouldn't surprise me if you don't see them next year, and then the following year, next Xbox comes out and they do what Nintendo did, where they saved all their big games. They just took a hit for a year on the Wii U, or 2 years, because they had just nothing came out for that console. They saved all the games for the next console, and they went all in on that, and I think that's what Microsoft is doing. They're getting all these... Like, why did they just literally show nothing of Halo? Because I think that will be a launch, either a launch game or a first-year launch for the next Xbox. I think that's what they're holding out for. So I think they probably did the best thing for them, but to me, like, I'm not going to wait around a year and a half for a game to come out. I'm like, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing with Xbox. So I just think Ubisoft just, like, nailed it, actually. And I thought they had a nice balance of people coming and talking. That I thought Microsoft actually went too far with sometimes you were having like a half an hour period where it was just like trailer after trailer. It's like, let me process for a second what just happened. And that's where PlayStation was slowly getting into that. Like, after last year, it kind of got like that. And then they went too far the opposite way this year. But yeah, I thought, like, I can't even think through half the stuff that they showed him at the Microsoft one because there was just so much.
Yeah, there was loads.
So that's what I thought. I thought Ubisoft did an amazing job, and they've actually just been nailing it the last couple of years. So yeah, And the big question is, are you going to get the Division 2 on day one?
Sorry, pre-ordered me.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And out of my top 5 games, as I said before, Pokemon Let's Go was close to being in there. But again, they had a whole direct kind of just for that, didn't they? Well, it wasn't a direct, but you know what I mean. So, the big question now is, what is the game of the show? So, Jodie, what was the one game that just blew you away this E3? What is the one game that you think everyone's going to buy that?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I think that's a great option.
Yeah, that's what
Game of the show.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm so happy about that collector's edition.
I'm not even keen on Spider-Man, and I'm looking forward
Neither am I. I'm not massive on Spider-Man either, but that game, so much action and madness.
I know.
And then from all the people that have been able to play at E3 as well, I've only heard good things. Like the web slinging, like going around the city and stuff's supposed to be amazing. My game of the show.
What is it?
I don't think it's going to be a massive shock because I kind of got too excited about it when I was talking about it before. But it is Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive Fallout fan. I enjoy Fallout Shelter. I'm enjoying it on my Switch because it's on the Switch, so everything's good on the Switch. I played a bit of Fallout 4, but I just think I'm not even into these like joint multiplayer games. But I just think I could just imagine me, you, and Mike just having a great time on that, and it just looks so fun.
Yeah.
And the collector's edition comes with a physical helmet that you can wear.
We could all just get a collector's edition.
Need I? Well, unfortunately, they're all sold out now.
Ah.
But I did pre-order 2 just in case.
Sorry, Mike.
No, he can have one if he buys a Switch.
Yeah.
He has to pay for it, though. I'm not giving it him because it's expensive. So, game of the shows this year, Spider-Man, Fallout 76. So there you go. So we're now going to just move into our sort of final section. Don't worry, the who won E3 out of us 3 is coming. Get excited for that. So we're just going to kind of move into our last bit. You'll notice there's no transitions here because it's not a normal show. That'll be next time.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a review for a game that did come out very recently, and that is Mario Tennis. Came out on Friday, so it will have been a full week since that. I have finished it. I've done everything you can do in the game. I've played some of the multiplayer, so I have a nice rounded view of this game. Jodie, you played the demo.
It's rubbish.
It was disappointing because you seemed like you were kind of a little bit interested in it, and there was potential.
In the direct, I was like, "This looks boss. I'm going to be sick."
You were actually the most excited for it.
I was like, "I'm in for this," and then I started playing, going, "There's too much going on. Can't do it. Too much going on. Not playing."
So I played the demo too. The demo was atrocious. Like Nintendo needs to get their online stuff sorted. It does not fill me with confidence with their online launch in September. But I can tell you the online portion of it is being fixed. There's no lag. I've had a few points where it's like got stuck, like the game's like just stopped. It seemed like while the internet was trying to catch up, and then it's continued. So it's not like actually affected the game. That's only happened like once or twice, but other than that, it's run really well. But more importantly to me, Mario Tennis for me has always been a single player experience. It has. You can still do it obviously 2 players. I think if you did that locally is fun. You can do it with motion controls. That's the only thing I haven't tried, motion controls, because I don't care. But what I was excited about this year for Mario Tennis was this single player story mode that they put into it. I was like, finally, we're getting back to the good old days of the Game Boy Color. There was a Mario Tennis. Well, was it just called Tennis? No, it's called Mario Tennis. And the single player was so good. You were at a little like tennis club, and you could run around the tennis club, go wherever you want. There's like little training areas you could go to. So there'd be like people just playing tennis. You could just go and join in with a match if you wanted to. You could go and do championships, and you could like run around. This tennis club thing's so cool. And you could like, as you were training up, you would actually get like better attributes, like better swing, and you know, like very RPG elements. So it's like you were literally training yourself up, and you could go and do specific drills to get like your lob better or get your forehand better and all these other tennis terms that I don't know why I know. And I was just so excited for that to come back.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've wanted. And they've even done it in Mario Golf on the 3DS. They actually had pretty much that same thing where it was like you were at a golf club and you could run around and practice and do all these really cool things. So I was just like, I went straight into the single player. And they didn't joke about it being a story mode because they came up with the weirdest story. It's like, I feel like they took the more difficult option for no reason. So to me, that's all they had to do. Make a little tennis club that you run around and you can meet people, whatever. All this cool stuff you could easily do. They literally created like a whole massive map that like it's got like mountains and all this other stuff, and you run around like different. It's not like you're free to run wherever you want. It's like on a track. So you'll go to one point, do a level, then it'll run you to the next bit. You do another level. I'm just going to give you insights of story mode. I don't even care about spoiling it because it's the biggest joke in the world. So what happens is you're on this island, and this magical tennis racket that can control people's minds appears out of nowhere, and Luigi touches it, and he turns into kind of like a mummy. And the tennis racket is now controlling Luigi and Wario. And then you find out that you hear a voice. Just hear a voice, and you go to this little these ruins. Inside the ruins, they're like, oh, there's a king, the king of the Bash or something. Can't even remember the name. King Bash. King Bash. Yeah, the tennis racket became too powerful, so he took off the power stones, and hid them around the island, and because it was too powerful, and then he hid the tennis racket, and then he died. Your task, if you choose to accept it, which I didn't want to accept it, but you had no choice, was that you're going to travel around this island and find all the power stones to stop the tennis racket from getting the power stones.
That is the stupidest story I've ever
And I get
heard
it's
in my
supposed to
life.
be a bit of fun, but I'm just like, why? And I'm just like, even the names of stuff that they came up with were
Does
just
the tennis
terrible.
racket have arms and legs?
No, and to be
So how
honest,
does it get around?
it's held by somebody. So you see, like, Waluigi and Wario are out one day, and they were like, "Oh, let's just ransack this like these ruins," and they found the powerful tennis racket. And
So they held it.
Took over the mines.
Oh, so the tennis racket can't leave the hand now.
I don't know. I don't know about the law
Because
of the
otherwise,
tennis racket,
the
unfortunately.
tennis racket would be nothing if they let go. You know what I mean?
But they can't because it's controlling the
That's
mines.
what I'm saying. So they can't let go. They shouldn't be able to let go.
I don't know. So anyway,
So
I would
weird.
say the single player. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look on the Switch to see how long I've been playing it for. But I think from what I saw on other reviews, it was taking people like 6 hours. I don't think it took me anywhere near 6 hours. I think like half of that, at least. I don't think it took me that long at all. It was only a couple of seconds to finish it. But what's really annoying is they did. So you go around and you do these different levels. So like one, it'll have like they do really good spins on stuff. So like they actually have bosses in the like there's levels where you're fighting bosses like a giant squid, like a massive squid, and you've got to use like your trick shot and stuff to like dodge attacks coming in, and it's actually done really well and clever. But it was just missing the fun. That's all I can say. It just missed it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go and do the next one just so I can get to the end. And there is like a leveling up system, but it doesn't do anything. So you have 3 attributes that it kind of just skims over, then you get another 3 on rackets later. But basically, every time you level up, your stats go up. But I swear down, it doesn't change anything. I didn't feel like I was getting faster, stronger, more powerful shots. I didn't feel like anything. And you don't even get to choose what attributes level up. It just automatically just puts one of them. So it was just really passive, and I just felt like, what is the point in this? So I went around, and the thing is, the map looks beautiful, and it's like it's got really cool like you'll get to the ocean and you'll go into a ship, and then the ship moves around, but you're not really controlling the ship because it's on rails and it just moves. And sometimes, like, you think this, you look at the map and it's like this ginormous island, and you think, oh, there's going to be so many levels and all this, and honestly, you get in the boat and it just like takes you halfway around the map. So it's like, I feel like they've just gone, I feel like there was intended to be levels along the route, but they just didn't have time, so they just went, just make the boat go. You know what I mean? So I felt like I was just torpedoing around the map for no reason. And then, this is only a small gripe, but it really annoyed me. So you'll beat a boss, obviously earning a power stone, which is what you're going for. You never actually see a power stone once in the entire game. So there'll be a chest. There'll be a chest behind the boss, right? You'll beat the boss, and then it'll go to a little tiny cutscene, and it zooms into the chest. The chest opens, and it goes, "You win." And I was like, "Hold on a minute. We're going around trying to collect these things. I've never seen one."
I've never heard of a game so stupid in my life.
So it was just like, what? I know it's a small thing, like, as if we need to see the stones, but it was just weird that I'm going around trying to find all these things, and I finished the game, and I don't know what one looks like, because I've never seen one. They never show you it. It just, a chest opens, and that's it, and it's like, what is this? So and again, the actual whole point of you going around collecting them is pointless. You get to the last two, and Waluigi and Wario just come and rob the last two before you can get them. So then they go, I challenge you to a final match. Sorry for the spoilers here. I don't think anybody cares. So they go, I challenge you to a final match. You're 3 for my 2. I'm like, no, that's a terrible deal. Why am I betting 3 of my stones for 2 of yours? How is it not 2-2? So apparently, then you just have to do a doubles match between Peach and Daisy. You control them two, and Waluigi and Wario. Why is Peach and Daisy involved now? Who got the princesses involved? And it's almost like Toad is the commentator, and it's like he knows this is ridiculous, and he goes, you won't believe in this match, we've actually got royalty on there. And I'm like, yeah, why are the princesses the future heirs to? I mean, let's not even get into why there's no. Who is king of the Mushroom Kingdom? Because she's princess. Who's the king? When does she ascend to the throne? So I'm like, yeah, this whole thing's ridiculous. We've now got 2 princesses fighting 2 mummies that are being mind controlled by a magical tennis racket that doesn't even have the stone, so I don't even know how it's got any power. And they're playing them for no reason. You do the doubles match, nothing happens, and then you go to a match between Mario and mind control Luigi. So, and hold on a minute, that's a point. How? Only one of them can be holding the tennis racket at one time. How is Wario and Waluigi being mind controlled if Luigi's holding the racket?
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
So,
how can one be mind controlled and then like the other no?
So I can't confirm or deny how that happens. But so you do this doubles match, which is put like this big thing. But it's pointless because the actual match that determines who gets the Power Stones is between Mario and Luigi. So what's the point in the doubles match? Why are the princesses getting involved? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So
why is Mario not playing? That's
so then
question.
I'm not gonna ruin the end because there is a little something after that happens. But it's the most pointless boss fight of all time, and I did it in one go. Really didn't struggle. And then at the end, the ending was just basically like, congratulations. It's over. And then what I could have forgiven it for, right, is if after you finish it, it like all the levels that you've done, it unlocks like hard versions of those levels, and you could go around and do like hard mode, which is what generally happens in these type of things. It's like, no, that's it. And I'm like, so what incentive do I have to ever come back to this mode ever again? And then if you were like, you know what, I want to start from the beginning again, it just wipes your save.
What?
So you can't have more than one story mode going at a time. So like if you let's say we shared a Switch for some reason, I don't know, or you had a kid and you were swearing, you were sharing a Switch with them, and they were like, I finished the story mode, I had a good time with that, and then the kid was like, can I do it? I have to go, no, you can't, because you wiped my save. I don't know if you have a different account, if you can then do that. I'm assuming you can.
Well, yeah, because you have to buy 2 different games, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, if you... I don't know. If you've got 2 different accounts on the same Switch, you can still play the same games.
Oh.
I don't know how the save would work there, but I just think, like, totally ridiculous. Like, so, because I literally thought, let's see what happens, because it gives you 2 options at the end. You can watch... It's funny because it says watch cutscenes, and there's 3 cutscenes, and one of them lasts 3 seconds. So it's like, how often am I going to watch this?
I'm so glad that I didn't download the game.
So there's that, and then it's just like, start again. So I was like, let's see what happens if I start again. And it literally just said, this will erase your previous save. So I'm like, so you play that for like, let's say it is 6 hours. I don't think it is anywhere near that. And then it's just like, did you enjoy that? You want to play again? Delete it. So basically all that time you spent on it's pointless. And it's not even like, you know what would have even made it okay? Is if you finished the story mode, and as a reward it gave you another skin for Mario, or a different skin for something else, or unlocked a special tennis racket or something. It gives you nothing. It gives you absolutely nothing, which makes you think, what is the point in this mode? Like, why does it exist? And you leveling, it's not even like you can go, I'm going to go back through it to level up Mario some more, because it only affects the story mode, which you don't want to play again, so what's the point? So I was quite upset about the story mode. It had so much potential, and don't get me wrong, like the actual levels are fun.
Yeah.
The actual levels are fun. The pirate ship level is awful. There's a mast right in the middle of the ship,
you
and you
love
keep
pirate
hitting it.
ships.
I know, but it was really annoying on this one, and I got wound up at one point. But anyway, that's the story mode. Surely the championship mode is better.
Sure, that's going to bring this.
So this is
where
this is your normal traditional Mario Tennis thing that's been knowledge. You click, like very much like Mario Kart. You click flower cup, and you'll go through a tournament and get to the final and beat somebody. You know how long it took me to do all of them?
3 hours.
20 minutes. I finished all 3 cups in 20 minutes, and I didn't lose a single match. And in fact, I barely dropped a point. I must have lost about 3 points in every match. And some of these games, towards the Star Cup or the Special Cup, whatever it's called, the final is over 5 sets. So you have to win. You have to win by 2 games every set. So you have to win 3 sets. So yeah, and do you get rewarded for winning these? Nope. Does it even say anywhere that you've even won a cup? Nope. So you do the Mushroom Cup, which is it's a joke how easy it is. And then it unlocks the Flower Cup, and it unlocks the Star Cup. But you literally, if I never beat the Star Cup, I could just show you my Switch, and you would never know that I've actually beat the Star Cup, because it doesn't show you anything.
That's ridiculous.
So it's not like Mario Kart, where you get a grade of how well you've done. Or, 3 stars, or you get a gold trophy, it gives you nothing. And then after you've won, it just comes up and it's like a trophy and goes, congratulations, you got away.
I will never play that game.
So
Never.
that was disappointing. Moving on to, so if we wanted to play together on the same Switch, so we were on the big screen, and I think Mario Kart again. Mm-hmm. So we pick our characters. There's no customization whatsoever, which is my biggest problem with the whole game. Every Mario Tennis game that I can think of in recent memory has had some sort of customization. So the 3DS one did it great. You had a Mii, and you were unlocking costumes all the time, and you could raise the stats, lower the stats, make it all better, whatever. And they have little mini games and stuff. None of that is here. There's no customization whatsoever. You don't unlock anything. So it's just what's the point in playing? So let's say we wanted to play against each other on there. So what happens is, you choose your characters, and then it just chooses a random level. You don't choose it. It just chooses a random level. So let's say I've moaned about the pirate ship one. Tim, can I really see this pirate ship one? It sounds cool. I know you don't like it, but let's try it. We just have to keep going until we just randomly land on the level. And the only way to stop that is to go into the options, go onto level choice, and tick off every level that you don't want to come up.
No.
So let's say we wanted to do.
Stupid.
So let's say we wanted to do the pirate ship level. We'd have to go into the options, untick every other level other than the pirate ship one, then go into the game, play the game, and then we want to do a different level now. Then we have to come out. So we're no longer recording who's won the most games. Go back into the options, untick that one, and then tick another one that you want. Come out of that and go back into the game. Who thought of that? Who okayed that? Who quality assurance? Who's the quality assurance people who tested that and thought that's a great idea? Awful. Just awful.
Why haven't they just done the same setup that they did for Mario?
I don't know. It just would have made so much sense. So the only saving grace here could be the online. Does the online stack up and save this game?
No.
20%. So the online is actually quite fun. So what happens is you go into an online tournament, and it comes up. Somebody described it as Mario Tennis Battle Royale, which I think is actually quite a funny little. It kind of does describe it quite well, actually. So it comes up with a championship table, yeah. And you play the first two. You play the first person, and then it basically everyone moves up who survived, we'll say, yeah. And it keeps going until you get to a final. I've never got past the semi-final, which is devastating, but it is actually quite fun, and I enjoyed it. The only thing is, all it does is you have it start at 0 and you get a certain amount of points every time you win or lose. You can get points for losing. So this is kind of the problem I have with, not with Mario Kart, because it kind of deducts points as well, but the problem with this is you could literally be the worst player in the world and get a massive score as long as you just play it enough times. You know what I mean? And
Tim.
Yeah? What?
You're going to shoot me.
What have you done? Have we lost everything? Have we lost everything, Jodie?
Look at our right screen.
What does that mean?
It's blank.
Have we still been recording the audio?
Yeah.
It's just going to have to go up as an audio podcast.
Okay.
We can't do this again. I don't even know what time it is.
Tim, I'm not even lying. I just looked at
Quarter
it.
to 5.
I just looked at it and I was like, no. My heart literally sank.
So everybody, if you're still listening and you've been wondering why there's been no video for the whole time, it's because Jodie didn't click a button.
Sorry.
Oh, Jodie, what are you like? Okay.
My apologies, everyone.
We're starting to wish we'd done it on my phone now, aren't we?
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
we know for next time.
So anyway, yeah, so the problem is all that you're gaining from winning is getting a bigger number. So my number, so if we were playing say we were both playing online and we wanted to brag, I'd be like, oh, my score's 500, and you'd be like, mine's 400. Hooray. Like, you're not going to unlock anything. It's not going to give me anything better than it's going to give you. Nothing. The only thing that happens is if you participate in the tournament, you unlock a character a month early, which, I mean, it's an incentive to play the tournament because then you'll unlock another character a month earlier than everybody. So if you didn't play in it, you'll get it the month after.
Yeah.
But it just, to me, annoys me even more because I'm just thinking, why have I not unlocked a character for finishing the adventure mode? Why have I not unlocked a character for beating all the championships? Why am I only earning... Like, you may as well just not play anything other than the online mode, which is, like, after you've played it for a bit, you kind of want to break. You know what I mean? So... you can hear my frustrations.
Yeah.
But the important thing is, how is it actually to play tennis? That's the important thing in it. Because if it's good, it's all right. You know what I mean? I have to say, I know you're saying it was quite complicated, and it is. But after you've played it for about an hour, you get it, and it just clicks, and it is so good. I have had some online matches, right, where I had a rally for 1 point going on for about 15 minutes, and it was so tense. And it was just like each of us were like pulling off trick shots and doing these smash things and blocking them and everything. And it's kind of got this base layer of just normal tennis about where you position the ball and all this sort of what you'd expect. And there is a mode for that, so if you didn't just be like, I can't stand all this torpedoing round and flips and slow-mo, you can play a completely normal game of tennis without any of that stuff in it, so it's just normal.
Oh, I can live with
that. That'd be fine. But it kind of like all this extra stuff adds this layer of strategy to it, and it just completely changes the game, and it is so good. When you play against somebody who's really good, it's sad because you get destroyed. But then when you play somebody who's like exactly your level, it just goes on, and it's actually so fun. And I've had such a good time with it so many times. I've had so many times where I've literally played a game for about half an hour and it's been back and forth like who's going to win. I've won it like through the skin of my teeth, got into another match and then got destroyed. And that seems to be what happens with me. But it's really fun. My only two real criticisms about the online really is that the matchmaking's not good. Like, I've been put... So, I'm like, my point count is like 300. I've been getting put with people with like 6,000. Clearly, like, won tons of the championships and everything, getting put against me. Like, it's just... You know what I mean? New players coming in are going to struggle online because you're just getting battered. But then, sometimes you'll get matched with somebody who's basically... You can tell has literally just started the game. So, matchmaking needs to be better. And the other thing is, they need to kind of nerf a little bit how often you can use the trick shot. So the trick shot, you can basically hit X twice, and you'll do a trick shot in the direction that you push the stick, and you can literally hit the ball from anywhere. So I can be like on the other side, like clearly going to lose the point, and then I'll just do a trick shot and hit it back straight away. So you can literally do that as many times as you want as well. So to me, if they were like, you can only do 3 trick shots per point, that'd be great. But I've literally played against some people so many times where I've almost got the point and they've just done a trick shot over and over and over and over and over again, and it just gets annoying. You know what I mean? So if they just tighten up those two things, they'd have a semi-alright game. So overall score, I have hated on it a lot. I did enjoy the adventure mode in terms of I enjoyed the levels. The story was weird. Didn't need that to happen. There's obviously devastation that it wasn't like the Game Boy Color version. But the actual levels were enjoyable and I enjoyed the map and things like that. Online's good. Obviously, I'd like a matchmaking to be better. The single player tournaments are the most pointless thing in the universe. The local co-op or local play, just playing against each other, pointless, really annoying how you can't just choose your levels. So overall, what is the score, Jodie? Is it a 7.5? It's not. I'm going to give this... Nope. I'm going to give it a 5.5, which is a pretty low score.
I would have gone for 5.5 after doing all that.
Yeah, I just think there's just... I think when I really thought about it, I thought, they're charging full price for this game if you buy it on the eShop. Can you compare that to Mario Odyssey? No. Can you compare it to Zelda? No. It's just not worth anywhere near the same money as those kind of games. No, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that a game has to be as good as Mario Odyssey to be charging full price, but this game, it feels like there's just loads of stuff missing. It feels like they just not thought through a lot of the basic stuff, and that just needs to change. Like, I just can't believe you don't think about it really now in 2018, but like games not having some sort of progression massively just makes you not want to play the game. If you're not progressing with something, if I don't feel like I'm earning something or going somewhere, I'm like, what's the point in playing it? You know what I mean? There's only ever been one game I can really think of where that happened, and that was Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars, and that's just because I had such a blast with playing with other people. We just played it non-stop. We didn't even lock anything, but we were just like, we're just going to play it all the time. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case with this. So I'm disappointed. I'm still going to play it online every now and then, but it's an every now and then game, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'll go on for 1 or 2 matches, and then I'll come off and never play it again. So disappointing. I can only recommend it if you're a die-hard tennis fan, because tennis games are generally quite boring and rubbish. So this is a slightly more fun tennis game. The actual game of tennis in it is fun, and they've done it well. They just know where good to play it. That's the problem. So there you go. Morality score. I feel like it's immoral to play this game full stop because of how poor the storyline was. But obviously all that mind control stuff and weird stuff going on. Yeah. It's just weird. But it's going to get a healthy 9 out of 10. So I feel like you could quite happily, put this on anything. You'd be alright. So there you go. Have I inspired you to buy Mario Tennis?
No.
Nope. It's just massive disappointment because I had such high hopes for this one.
If you could just buy like the online segment of this game, that'd be boss. I'd go for it.
You know what? If to me, it's like make the online section free and make you buy characters or something, or like,
I'd never buy a character.
Put something in the game. Put some sort of skin in the game. The only skin that's in the entire this is the thing. There must be skins thought about somewhere, because there is actually a skin in the game. Because if you played the demo, you actually unlock a skin for Mario, and it's his original Mario costume. So I'm like, why is that the only skin in the game? You've put a system in there to change skin. Put skins in the game. Let me unlock the skins.
Yeah. Make the online free. And then just make everyone buy characters.
Yeah. Or earn characters. They just look kind of like a Fortnite situation where it's like, you can earn V-Bucks just by very slowly, or just buy the.
But you buy the battle pass to play.
But yeah. Everyone. But I'm just like, if you're not going to put the effort into the other parts of the game, just don't bother. No. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? And the adventure mode, just...
No one cares.
I just don't get it, because, like, Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color, it was just so easy to replicate that, and everyone would have loved it. They took the harder choice, because they've had to make this massive map and everything, and, like, literally just make one area, and then just you can run around, and you could have even made that a cool little online area where you could see other players running around and just go and challenge them to a match and just run over to a tennis court and start playing. So many cool things they could have done, and they just flushed it down the toilet. I'm so angry. So, what makes me sad is it's a great foundation for what could come later, but we won't get another Mario Tennis game now for years until the next console, so they bring out one out of console. So we're all devastated about that.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
So all we can hope for now is Mario Golf. Mario Golf can save us, because Mario Golf on 3DS was so good.
I don't think it's going to.
It's coming. 100%. It does well. It does well. We didn't get one on the Wii U because the Wii U died. So hopefully they've been working on a Mario Golf game, and we're going to get all the stuff I've just been raging about. But I mean, even in that Mario Golf, they had customization all over the place. You could get loads of different clubs and outfits and everything. And again, they did it great with online. This section's going on way too long, but I'm so upset. Yeah, even online, what they did was to incentivize you to play online. It was like, if you play in this and get, tier 1 will get these rewards, so you'll get this club. If you get to this point, you'll get this outfit. You know what I mean? And it was like incentivise you to keep coming back. I'm even right now thinking, oh no, I've not played that for years. I've missed out on all this cool stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's what it needed. But to me, I'm like, the only incentive I've got is that I'll unlock a character that should have been unlocked by other means, and I have to wait a month for that anyway. So I mean, I don't even know what the point in playing the because they do it month by month, and you go on the online bit, and it says June's quite. This is what it basically says. June's quite a short month since the game came out, so you're not going to get anything for playing the June one. But don't worry, if you play the July one, by the end you'll unlock a character. What? Why am I playing in June? Then what's the point? What's the point?
Who cares?
So there you go. That has been my Mario Tennis massive rant. What can I say?
That'll go up as a video on its own.
I know. It would have done if we had some footage to share.
We'll put something over the top.
We can't put Mario Tennis over the top because Nintendo ban us. So there you go.
Put the image. Sorry.
Yeah. So there you go. So we come to the end of this very strange, pictureless late night gaming show. And the question is, who won E3 out of me, you and Mike? So if you hadn't been following it, definitely go back and see all the live streams. We had some funny ones. The Ubisoft one, especially, we got bored around the For Honor section, so we actually whipped out a sword, a real metal sword, replica of Excalibur, and we just started slicing stuff up. So check that out for sure. But we made some predictions before E3, and we basically have been keeping score of who got the most. And at the end, me and Mike were drawing. Jodie was so far behind.
There's no way I was coming back.
No chance. Nintendo. So it came between me and Mike. We were on exactly the same score, so it was who was going to win at the Nintendo press conference. Who's going to get the most points? So we checked beforehand, didn't we? And I can confirm.
We did. We checked.
By half a point, I won. That's right. Tim won by half a point, and we were devastated. We were going through because I was like, all I need is for it to say that. All I needed to say was that I say Fortnite was coming, and I actually said Fortnite was coming, but I said that's not one of my predictions, and I was like, no. But luckily, Pokemon Let's Go saved me. So Mike, screw you. Tim won by half a point. That's right, half a point. So Tim is your
face, guys.
I'm so happy. I was
from cheek to cheek. His smile is.
So Tim won the first ever CGN E3 extravaganza.
I wouldn't have had it any other way, to be honest with you.
Oh, thanks, Jodie. I appreciate that. It feels right, doesn't it? It feels right. And you're only saying that because you didn't want Mike to win because he's refusing to get a Switch.
Yeah.
Hashtag Mike get a Switch.
Yeah.
So we hope you've enjoyed this late night gaming show. We apologise for the video listeners. I'm going to keep saying it definitely is different.
Something different.
Let us know in the comments if you prefer to not see us. I don't know how we'll take that.
We like to keep you on your toes,
we
guys.
Definitely do. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for episode 23 of the Late Night Gaming Show. Remember, if you enjoyed what you've heard today, not what you've seen, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button. You get notified of every cool new video that we put out there. We're back onto our normal schedule now, so there'll be a lot more going up. And then, of course, leave us a comment if you like this new setup, which we don't. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you very soon for our next Late Night Gaming Show. Thanks for joining us. Bye. Boom.